Hey, just going to send out the final notification so people know what is the deal. Bear with me, guys. I hope you're all doing very well. I hope you had a good weekend. Give me 2 seconds. I'm just posting to the group. I was going to post on my other Facebook page, but let's be real, can't be bothered. How's everyone doing? How was your weekend? Mine was awful, not going to lie. Hope you're all doing well. I've got the new deck here. Mine was the worst feeling ever, but moving on. Okay, so this is the new Carl Gray deck here. This is the Angel Guide Oracle by Carl Gray. This is one of his new decks. We're going to be utilizing this because it came in today, and then we're going to be utilizing the Radley Valentine's Tarot as well. So let's have a look. How are you all getting on? My amethyst. I don't know what my amethyst crystal's doing here, but whatever. Right. How's everyone doing? How are you all getting on? Right, let's jump in. Hello, Lillian. Hope you're doing well. The energy is insane because we've got a Leo moon at the moment. Let's have a look. Okay. Good. I'm glad to hear it. I'm glad to hear it. Right, guys, let's jump in. Let's jump in and pull a card. Let's make sure that the internet is off here on the phone because we all know the internet is horrific at the moment, guys. So let's see what the messages are for today. Rebecca, hey. The temperatures are dropping, yeah. It is getting a lot cooler. I'm going to be real honest with you. This is going to make it easier for me to work out. Listen, we've got no aircon here. I don't know if you're in the UK, but we've got no aircon here. Ain't no one going to sit and work out in that weather. Hope you're doing well, Rebecca. Hope you had a good weekend. Thank you for the like. I appreciate you. So this is the new Carl Gray deck, and then we're going to be utilising the new Radley Valentine deck. So let's have a look. And guys, I apologise if my normal smile is not on me. My emotions have been squeezed out of me all weekend, so I don't know how to feel right now. I'm just on autopilot doing this job. That's going to sound awful, but I'm just keeping it real. I'm a human being as well. Hello. Hi, Mia. Hope you're doing well. So maybe I'll perk up halfway through the reading. I don't know. I just feel like my emotions have been like squeezed out of me slowly. And I'm sure it's heading a certain way, but it was interesting. I watched the Gemini reading, spot on, very draining. Hope you're hanging in there. I'll always hang in there. That's how I'm made. But yeah, they're taking me so far out of my comfort zone right now that I'm just trying to give myself a break. Because this is the way I see it is, I know why they're doing it, and so I have to honor that. And it's just, I've got to remember that where this is going, if I don't get this sorted now, then it's going to take longer. So I've got to just keep reminding myself, I'd rather do this bit now than feel like I'm going 5 steps forward and 16 steps back. So I'm giving myself I'm trying to be patient with myself, basically, because at the end of the day, I'm a human being as well. I've got my own emotions to work through. Oh, Mia, thank you. That's very kind of you. Bless you. Yeah, it's just, I said this before, Scorpio season. I said this before, October, November is going to be interesting. Now, if you're not fitting into that collective, they're just prepare. Listen, I know where this is leading me, and I know that it's helping me get the tools, equip myself ready. Because if I don't equip myself now, I'm going to be dealing with it later, and it's going to be harder for me. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, for example, my TikTok is getting more momentum now. It's getting really a lot of momentum, to the point where I'm just kind of like, oh, yeah, okay then, you know. So I've got to be prepared. Obviously, if it starts building and building and building now, with my YouTube, I love doing the YouTube readings because I feel like I'm okay. You got to remember, I channel for a very specific collective group, because I get, oh, this is the other thing I wanted to say. Someone said or mentioned on Saturday about why don't I do channeling for psychics that are passed or something. And obviously I said at the time that I'll think about it. I made what I thought was my original idea as to why I didn't want to do that. And then I said, I'll think about it. I've thought about it over the weekend, and my guides still stick to the same original information, which is I'm not going to be channeling for people that have passed over, or, you know, like celebrities or celebrity psychics, or channeling old kind of the, I'm assuming they were meaning like the, you know, like the, you know, kind of Edgar Casey and all that kind of energy, because it's ego based. And my guides maintain that they are not to put me in that area. Now, it could be because I've had, since I started my YouTube channel, a lot of people telling me that I should be doing this, I should be doing that, I should be doing that. And I get it. It's probably because they look at my numbers and think, oh, well, how pathetic, you know, what is that? I've done the mainstream thing before, and it's not me. Okay. The reason I'm channeling this is because I love it. It's my collective that spirit want me to channel for. If there's only X amount of people in that collective, then there's only X amount of people in that collective, which is probably a good thing, because it means that you haven't been through what I've been through, which is hell. So actually, the way I'm viewing it is it's probably a good thing, because it means that you haven't experienced some things that have been absolutely heartbreaking. So I know people look at this and go, oh my goodness, the numbers are very low, but I happen to love doing what I do. I don't really care what people view me as. If it means something to my heart, it means something to me. When I post the reading and I can sit down on a night and go, I really enjoyed doing that reading, for me that means more than the mainstream people coming in and then there being chaos, because it's not what I'm supposed to be doing. All right. So thank you for your suggestions. Again, I'm sure you've got me in mind when you give them, but my guides are very adamant that we're not going to be channeling for whoever when they're dead or whatever, because it's ego. All right. Now, I've asked my guides, I've sat down with them, and they're very clear with that. And I don't know what else to say. I don't do my YouTube to be acknowledged. If I wanted to be acknowledged, I would do the TV shows that I've been offered for 6 years and be acknowledged by everyone. But I don't want to do that, because I've done that route and it was horrible. So it's not me. I don't want to try and fit into something. I have my own path. I am my own person. I am used to people expecting me to do certain things, and I have always walked on my own path. It's why I'm here. It's part of my soul journey, that I'm not to fit in a box. I'm to do my own thing. Hopefully that's clarified it. Oh, Clara, hi. Thank you for joining us. It's lovely to have you here. Thank you. Your energy is always stunning, but today it's even more appreciated. I hope you're doing very well. Hey, Hannah, not a problem at all. Not a problem, Hannah. Karen, hi. Hope you're doing very well. So yeah, so that's kind of my response there. Hopefully that makes sense. Right, let's jump in, pull some cards. Let's jump in. I'm getting all kinds of songs here. Thanks, Spirit. Just to confirm the songs that I'm getting. Intuition and downloads. Okay, so just an FYI, I don't know what they're doing to me here, but I'm in some super emotional energy right now. If I start crying, I wouldn't put it past myself. So you'll have to excuse me. You've got backing here from this is ancestral backing. Your ancestors and your guides are cheering you on. Who here had a really hard weekend? Who here had a really tough weekend? Put your hands up. Clara, I feel you, girl. I feel you there. Guys, you're at home here. Feel free, put your feet up, get a brew, cuppa, hot drink, however you have your terminology. Egyptian warrior, hi, welcome. Hands up if you've had a tough weekend. Guys, we can do this. I'm telling you, we can do it. We just take a step at a time. That's it. Because I feel like they're literally, do you know what? This is the thing with me, right? Is if you haven't already worked out, and I don't really, again, I'm just going to be really honest. I am like soft goo inside. Okay. And when someone brings that out of me, it doesn't end. It's like this continuous tap that doesn't stop. And I feel, yes, Jenny, yes, why are they doing this to us? Like, why? And I'm literally, I honestly feel like I don't know if I'm going to cry. I don't know if I'm going to, and this is the thing, I'm a Scorpio moon. I can't handle that. Like, I'm super emotional, but it goes really deep. It's like I'm an iceberg. You see 1% of me, right? My emotions especially. I feel like I astral traveled at night and screamed in my sleep. And the guides and the ancestors are like, listen, we've got you. We've got you. Just keep going. It's all coming into place. It's all falling into place. Just keep going with it. You're being lit up like a Christmas tree, and everything about you, everything is changing here. This is what you've been waiting for. It just hasn't appeared totally yet. It's just been kind of moved around a little bit more because it's not quite ready. So this energy right now, it's so easy to get sucked into. It's so easy. It's so easy emotionally to get sucked in, and you get into this weird like roller. And I don't know if I'm explaining it on my perspective or my guides are saying keep going because you're explaining it well. Okay, well, keep helping me then, because I feel like I'm talking about myself here and I'm trying not to, because I want you to bring the energy forward. They're saying they are. Okay, awesome. Apparently I'm channeling for everyone. Anyway, by the way, I brought up those points in my meeting this morning. They were well received. Yes, I'm happy. That's good. Keep going. Keep going. It sounds like, without going into too much detail, because obviously I'm preserving your privacy, that is a very big breakthrough, because I feel like they were waiting for you to acknowledge that. Oh, wow. Okay, I'll take that as a compliment. Do you know, I've been getting messages telling me that my readings are really relaxing on TikTok. I've just been getting influxes of messages saying, can I record me shuffling and can I record my voice, because I've been having very interesting messages all weekend. I'm not gonna lie. And in between this weird personal roller coaster that I've been on, we are slowly being broken. Sounds awful. We're being put back together. Everything that wasn't quite right about us, as like, because obviously you've got to remember, we're souls living a physical existence, and we've got history, you know, and we're being fixed. We're going through a metamorphosis. It's not easy. My emotions, and I'm one of these people, I'm very proud and I don't like acknowledging my weaknesses. I'm very stubborn. I have the worst resting bitch face on the planet, excuse my language. I don't like people seeing into me because I'm a Scorpio moon. I'm very private. And so this is like a freaking fish out of water times a million for me. Don't worry, Karen, if you fell asleep. Listen, I also fell asleep at random points as well during the weekend. And I woke up and I was like, where am I? Am I supposed to be here? Now, I deal with that from humor. If in case you hadn't already guessed, is if I feel really super uncomfortable, either I talk loads or I deal with it through humor. I realize, oh bless you, Clara, my heart's feeling really heavy as well. Some of you guys are probably dealing with quite a lot of heavy emotions at the moment. Some of you guys need to, I'll be honest with you, I cried all weekend. I know that sounds really bad to admit to, but listen, I don't want to have that in me. If I feel like I need, and I thought it's really difficult for me to cry. I find it super hard, but if I feel like I need to cry, I need to cry. Like I can't sit with that energy in me. But yeah, we're currently in this energy of this intuition and downloads where we're being put back together. Hey, Nicole. Yeah, the belly aches. Someone has got, I'm feeling in this chat, someone has got a super heavy heart. Someone watching here right now is so that I don't know if they've left, but my heart center feels like it's very heavy. Some people will watch a sad movie when they want to feel sad. I just think of a relationship with my father. Someone is really holding on to some pain in their heart, because that's all I can feel right now. I can't even feel the messages. I just feel pain. Guys, you need to go easy on yourself. Like, this is, look, no. Someone needs to hear this. No. Can you see here? Look, she's just letting it all flow out. This is really, today is my late husband's 5th year death anniversary. Oh, see, it's this time of year when the veil's really thin that I think of my ancestors as well. And my granddad especially, because he's like my ultimate, just everything. They're reminding us of love. That's why we're feeling these things. Because it's very difficult sometimes to keep your heart open when you feel, this is going to get I'm trying not to get emotional, but I'm going to just be really honest and real. Because again, we're all only human, right? And don't get me wrong, this is not my comfort zone, being this vulnerable publicly. But I feel like I'm being broken down, so I'm just going to be real with it. If you can't keep your heart open at this stage, things are going to get worse. Things are going to get harder. We need to keep our hearts really open, and that's not to be taken advantage of. It's because of this. This is what the divine are preparing us for, is the ultimate love. And sometimes people on this earth plane don't know how to do that. All right, they don't know how to do it, and people get hurt, and a lot of pain is caused, and then they don't work through it. Okay, which is why I do my job, because I don't want people to be put through so much pain, and then they're just projecting it onto everyone else, and then suddenly we're in a society where everyone's in pain and no one knows how to solve the problem. That's exactly why I don't do these other entertainment readings, because we've got enough entertainment. We want honesty, we want realness, we want the truth, we want healing. I don't want to see anyone else be treated badly. I'm so bored of people being hurt and squashed and put in pain and forced to be a certain way. And this is not where society is going. Society is being taken into a point of love. This is what we're here for. But spirit don't call this earth plane, they call it hell. I'm going to be honest, because the people come here and they forget their soul. They forget everything about everything, and then they just project, and they have certain soul missions, and then they have to go through healing and lessons, and then other people get sucked into it, and then they're learning, so then it takes some time. But where this is going is the ultimate love. It's holy love. It's the energy of spirit that we're trying to land in this reality right now. And so the energy is all over the place, because even when you're receiving it and you're maintaining this very pure energy, there's always something that flips that around again, because the energy is not right yet. The collective hasn't learned. We're all still part of a collective, so we just do what we can. We take it a second at a time. If we need to cry, we cry. If we need to honor ourselves, we honor ourselves. If we need to understand ourselves, we need to understand ourselves. We don't rush it. We don't project it out. We don't force people to see it. We just let it be, because everything is in its divine timing. And if it means that we need to let it rest a little bit before things can be learned or unlearned, then so be it. Bless you, Rebecca. I don't have a choice in the matter. Rebecca, I don't have a choice in the matter, because listen, I don't want to hide that. I don't want to hide that because it's fake. First of all, number one, I'm not a fake human being. When I have a certain energy I project, it's because it's the energy I feel. I'm not going to sit on a live and fake how I feel, because what is that showing anyone? That's ego. And I'm very aware at the moment there's too much of that around. I'm bored of it. Like I said, I did my TV show X amount of years ago. It brought I saw everything about human nature that I don't like. And so I try and cultivate honesty as best I can. Always. Hello, Kasana. Hope you're doing very well. So we just do what we can. We just do what we can. Let's have a look what the other messages are for today. Power and intention. In your vulnerability, there's power. There's always power in it, because the more in touch you are, the more authentic you are. And the more authentic you are, the more energetically aligned you are with yourself. And when you're more energetically aligned with yourself, it means that you're more able to cultivate the energies within you. I was taught from a very young age never to expose how you feel. Don't discuss it, especially my Turkish side, my English side as well. Don't tell anyone how you feel. Don't tell anyone anything. Don't do this. Don't do that. Don't show weakness. Why are you doing this? Why are you displaying emotion? And for a long, long time, I ignored that and did my own thing, because I'm my own person. But you get lost along the way, where you cultivate this kind of ridiculous front because you think it's what people should do. And then you learn that that's absolute rubbish, because there's too much of it. Look at what's going on with everything, you know. To be authentic is to be in your power, because you're aligning with yourself. When you're in your power, you can set that intention. No one's going to invest in, like, it sounds awful, but if you are acknowledging yourself, people are more likely to invest in you, in my opinion. That's just how I view it anyway. That you need to check which tooth it is, because there's a block you've got, Kasana. The toothache is usually about a block. Okay, let's have a look. I feel like it's heart chakra, but anyway. If it's the left, it could be the upper left. Trust the universe. If you're being taken into this energy, there's a reason. Can you see the spiral? Now, the bigger picture, there's something framing this that's not out of view a little bit. There's also a portal here. Okay, with this swirl of energy, the energy hasn't quite been realized yet, right? They're saying it will be. If we're trusting in this is about trust. I'm letting them take me now. That sounds awful, but I'm just going to let them lead me, because there's no point. I'm not going to sit and analyze it, even though I have to for this reading, kind of. But it's not about analyzing with the brain. It's the channel. If I'm in flow with this energy, I'm more able to align with it. So if I'm thinking, I'm going to go against that, aren't I? Because I need to be in alignment with all things. This is about bringing us into alignment to where we're supposed to be going next. There's a chapter here that's closing out and a new chapter that's developing with this energy. There's a new chapter that's developing. In between this, we must make sure that we are grounding this. I posted this in one of the lives, announcement for live before on Instagram. It's such a good quote. Everyone's obsessed with ascension, but no one's obsessed with grounding themselves. And for me, this is really true, because it's like, how on earth can you understand what all this is if you're up in the ethers wandering around? You make sure you're grounding. The grounding is going to be super important. because again, it's not just the connection with up here, it's the connection with the earth, because the physical element, it's the channel, it's the 2 points of connection that's allowing you to kind of utilize. It's a cycle of energy, so you're not just channeling and then there's nothing to ground that energy in, because that's when things can get a bit confusing. That's going to help you in the next few days. If you need help, if you need grounding, if you need assistance, make sure you're asking for that help. That's going to be also really important. I just keep hearing there's nothing to fear except fear itself. That's another thing as well. There's all kind of fear. Bigger the roots, higher and stronger the tree. Yeah. The more you are able to work within, the more you can understand externally as well. As above, so below. It's the rule of the universe, the universal order. Right, let's go with the Radley Valentine. Right, let's have a look. I'm just tapping into the energy at the moment. Although we have a Leo moon going on at the moment here, it's much easier to recognize who you're dealing with and properly grounded. Yeah, did you see the quote I did on the Instagram where I posted about that? It's like, if you don't have the imagination, you don't have the eyes, and so you're not able to see clearly. It's a Mark Twain quote. I mean, look, to be really honest with you, I've had, unfortunately, so much training when it comes to people that that's not my issue, because I'm usually very, very quick to see through people. It's more, how do I explain this? It's more seeing people being hoodwinked and knowing that they can't see through it, and then it's hurting them. That's when I can't handle it. I don't like that, because for me, I can handle it. It's my own pain, isn't it? You know, but when it's people I love and I can tell that they're being totally abused, I don't like that. Because this is the thing, it's their lesson. That's their lesson. I can't change that because they have to learn it. But it reminds me of how brutal this can be, because and I get it, they have to be brought to a certain level. I get it. And see, this is what I'm saying. It's not, I feel like I'm a bleeding heart at the moment. It's not even my own, I mean, it kind of is a little bit of my own pain, but it's more trying to understand that someone is deliberately being hurt because they haven't learned something. That's when I'm really sensitive. So it's excruciating to watch. I cannot express to you, and this is the other thing. I can see, I'm going to get really emotional. I can handle my own pain, unfortunately, very well, but it's when I see people getting super hurt that I love. No. Now, I don't know if that's a Turkish culture thing. I feel like it is very super emotional, but it's, yeah, it makes me feel really sad, because I know they've got to learn that lesson. I know they have to, but and I know the reason they haven't learned it and they're being hoodwinked is because the person that's doing it is very much in pain, and it's like this trail of pain that is. And you've got to remember, when you're, especially if you're an empath, if you're absorbing all that energy and you're not working, because this is the thing, I work 24 hours a day, 7 days a week on rebalancing my energy, because I absorb everything. So when I'm in that energy as well, so I'm dealing with extra people's pain, it's like, this is messed up here. Do you know what I mean? Again, I'm dealing with it via humor, because it's the best way to deal with it, in my opinion. But I mean, I get it, because they're saying they have to learn this, and I totally get it, but it's freaking brutal. And it's the same as when my brother was, without going too much into my brother's life, because I know he's not going to want me talking about this, but you know, there was a coup in Turkey a couple of years ago. My brother was part of the army. He wasn't part of what happened. My brother's very, very, unfortunately, very innocent energy, right? He's not, and he is, okay? And they assumed that he was involved. So he was captured for like a month and a half. And I'm not even going to go into that, because it was absolutely horrific, right? That in itself, even 3 years on, I can't even talk about it because it makes me feel awful, right? So you're and this is the thing, I can deal with my own pain, unfortunately, very well, but it's seeing and witnessing all that, and Rebecca, honestly. And then when you start talking with them about it, and then they go, I don't tell anyone else about this, it's only you, and then you feel like your heart is being ripped out, because it's like, so you literally don't tell anyone apart from me, because they don't trust anyone else to tell them, you know what I mean? And it's anyway, it's like, how I'm saying it is, it's like the world is going through a process of mourning. And I'm beginning to think, am I picking up on everyone? And then am I picking up on everyone's pain here? Because I kind of feel like I am. Hello, Susan. I hope you're doing well. Yeah. So we have to go easy, because again, what did I say to you? October, November is going to be tough. The energy is going to be tough. We're going through a shedding of this skin. And as I'm working with everyone, I'm feeling it, because everyone else is feeling it, because they're going through things. And then, you know, it's, hello, Joanna. Hope you're doing well. Hope you had a good weekend. So we got to take it a step at a time. But I'm literally like a bleeding heart at the moment. I mean, look, I can't even look at, I looked at a freaking hamster. Like, there's been also a situation over the weekend with Hatay in, can't say that right, Hatay, whatever. It's on the eastern side of Turkey, where there was a lot of, there was a fire, and yeah. So there's a lot going on, guys. We just have to give ourselves a step at a time, take it a day at a time. So yeah. Okay, so we've pulled the Queen of Pentacles and the Four of Pentacles here, right? This is the miser energy. This is someone who wants to keep all their emotions to themselves. This is no. So again, I think Spirit are like, Jale, you need to do the opposite. Okay, awesome. I'll just sit and cry. It's fine. The Queen of Pentacles, very focused on the practical side of things. And the Four of Pentacles, a miser. Someone's keeping their emotions to themselves. Someone's keeping their time and their money to themselves. They don't want to be out of, you know, loosen their grip of control, because it doesn't suit them. Because underneath it, there needs to be healing. Let's see where this is going. Spirit are trying to show me something here. Okay, Spirit, let's see what you're trying to show me. So the Eight of Pentacles, they focus on work, all right? They focus on things that are, again, more pentacles, earth energy, right? Coins, earth, coins, work, the practical. There's no, from what I'm reading here, there's an absolutely zero spiritual alignment. It's all the coins. It's all about the money. And then we've got the world, right? So that, I feel, is possibly the end of a cycle where there's a focus on the monetary element. There's a focus on only the physical. So if you're more focused on the earth plane, I feel like Spirit are starting to bring people into an alignment where there's a balance between the spiritual and physical. Spirit telling me that they're bringing them into that alignment, kicking and screaming. Let's have a look what else they're going to show us here. Also, I don't know if anyone else is relating to this, but I feel, I don't know if some of you are stressed in the chat, or if you're worried, but I feel like nauseous, to the point where I'm I mean, I'm not stressed, but I feel it. Like, so I don't know if some of you are stressed and very worried, but I can feel it in you, in your energy. Because again, I'm reading a certain collective here. If this is you, we need to make sure we're balancing that energy, because that's a lot for your body to handle. Release it. This is strength energy. This is also Leo. I've been feeling sick most of the day, bellyache still. And now I've got a heart center block. Right. This is sacral chakra. This is emotions. Are you holding on to your emotions too tightly? Are you scared to release emotions? Are you... It's probably why I've spent the last freaking 3 days crying, because I feel like I'm doing it for everyone here. Let it go. If it falls, it falls. You know, I feel like I've got to say that to people. You cannot be in charge and control of everything. It doesn't work like that. Sometimes the great strength is to surrender and let the universe take the wheel. You know, as they say, Jesus, take the wheel. We can't be in alignment with that and then be like, you know, holding on for dear life. What's that bringing? We're in a Leo moon right now, after the first full moon in Aries, and I feel like everyone is like trying to hold on. It's like white knuckle, you know. Let it go. It's not the end. Listen, if it's for you, it's going to come into an alignment with you. It doesn't need to. It's not that serious in the grand scale of things. It's really not that. Now you may sit there and go, yeah, but it's my rent. It's this, it's that. And trust me, I totally understand you. But if you're only in that energy, we need to balance it, because this ain't going to work. You know. Okay, so let it go. The strength is not in holding on and seeing how much breaks you. Sometimes the strength, and that's why, again, the first part of this reading was me nearly crying. Rebecca, I'm with you, girl. Listen, I'm with you there. I did the same. I fell into the same trap the first part of the weekend. I was like, Jale, no. I was like, Jale, don't get sucked into this. This is another energy you're getting sucked into here, and we learned better than that. We learned better than that. Can you hear that? The gate's closing. Can you hear that? So the loud old gate. Open the gate, man. Don't be in that energy, because this is the thing. When we get into that, you're about to go into a new moon in Libra, which is about to recalibrate you. We know how Libra gets. Libra tends to balance, you know. So there's an alignment that it's like this alignment that spirit are trying to get us to energetically, and it's like they're trying to put us into the right energy. So if we're feeling like this, it's because we're energetically being aligned with something else. Okay, but the strength, this white knuckling energy, you let it go. And you got to remember, this is not about being a fool and throwing yourself into something and someone's taking total advantage of you. Okay, so get space away. You're going to know the people that you cannot just release and surrender to. You'll know that. Instinctively, you should know it, all right? So it's not about throwing out all the red flags and ignoring the signs. It's about gaining some perspective, going within, all right? And just release a little bit of this, because this energy is very intense right now. And we're about to go into Mercury in retrograde. In the next couple of days, Mercury in retrograde is going to be upon us, which is going to be communication issues, technological issues, travel issues, engine, car issues. Well, hopefully, retract that, reverse, thank you. Theoretically, they will try and design that. Hopefully, though, it's straightforward and that we don't need to. There you go. The Page of Swords on the bottom of the deck. This is the eternal student almost. It's like this is the student of transformation here, who's trying to learn. There he goes on a tree stump there. He's cut the tree down. He is the tree. He is the tree. All right. He's trying to ground himself here. Right. Let's have a look. What is the message, Spirit? What is the message? Okay. So we've got We've got the Seven of Wands. This is defensive. This is a totally defensive energy here that the spirit is saying doesn't serve you. Doesn't serve you. Because what you're saying is that you're putting walls everywhere. You're putting walls absolutely everywhere. There's a pain here that's being ignored almost to make sure there's a wall being utilized, and that's lovely. But the wall, sometimes that wall has to come down, because spirit are going to align you with something here. And if the wall's not down, how on earth, with this Six of Pentacles, this is balance. So are you meditating? Because if your head is in that energy, you need to make an energy away from that, or because that's not going to help you. It's not going to help. This is about bringing this energy into alignment and balance, clear give and take. If you're not, if people around you are in this energy at the moment, then let them work through it. The meditation is your friend. It really will help you connect. Okay. So we've got the Lovers and the Four of Wands. Choices being made. Choices being made. We've got a lot of other cards come out here. We've got the Page of Wands. Yeah. Someone's been hoodwinked here. Someone's been hoodwinked. Page of Wands with the Seven of Swords. An offer was made and then taken away. It was given in good faith, but someone stole it. Someone stole an offer. Someone that I'm reading for in the general collective put something forward in good faith and they were hoodwinked. They were hoodwinked. They thought they could rebuild something and work on something. They thought that the energy was reliable. They thought that they could bring this into, this is ego as well. You've got to remember, sometimes you've got to, it's like an illusion was sold and someone invested in it, right? Justice, balance, the Two of Wands. Undertaking a decision, trying to work out what all of that meant, right? Now, if this has not already happened, just be aware. Someone has put it this way, someone could have overextended something because they're not ready, right? And then they took it back because they're not ready. Hoodwinked, it just means tricked, fooled, an elusive, it's a kind of an offer that isn't quite straightforward. There's always like a hidden agenda or something. But Page of Wands is usually a message of some kind that's, you know, passionate communication that someone's either avoiding, someone that maybe has offered it in the not great intentions or to test the water without any kind of plan to back it up, because the page is still like an immature sign. It could be that they're scared to come forward. There's an energy that's scared to come forward here as well, because they know that they're going to have to bring some work with it here, bring the energy into alignment. And at the moment, they're not in balance with this Justice and the Two of Wands. Someone's trying to make a decision on something. Hello, Magpie. But it means that they're going to have to leave an existing situation with this Ten of Cups and the Eight of Cups. So this is the energy at the moment, is the person they're around is so totally focused on all this other rubbish. This feels like a twin flame energy. This feels like a karmic. Just totally integrated in the physical, no awareness of anything on a, no offense, but no awareness of anything on a spiritual level, just very much in the physical. Money, 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 maybe a bit of power added in. And again, someone's observing this. Someone's observing this. This is your dilemma, is it, Jenny? Bless your heart. Someone's observing this, okay, in a defensive energy, possibly. Maybe you or them, all right? Because they can't work out what to do, because they've got to make a decision between this energy, I feel, this energy right here, which is, my guides are saying all kinds of things. I'm trying to be polite. I'm not saying that word either. I'm going to say argumentative. Someone's very good at drawing people into an argument here in this energy. And it's actually very, very successful for them, because what they do is by drawing someone into an argument, it keeps someone interacting at that level. And so there's no end point. All right. But someone's getting bored of this because they know it's not realistic. They know it's not realistic. They know they have to make a decision. They know that either they, again, this is ego. They're trying to understand what to do about the situation. They haven't let go yet. There's, I feel, been interaction possibly between a karmic energy and someone else with this person, and they're in between these worlds almost, where they want to reach out but they're kind of avoiding it, but yet there's the energy that they're still in is still suckering them into something that is they don't quite want to acknowledge, and yet they're still trying to work on themselves. They're still trying to work on the whole situation, because they can't quite, someone can't see the illusion here. Someone is buying into an illusion, and yet they're trying to be balanced and fair with this Two of Wands and Justice, so that they're making the right decision. The decision will eventually mean this person leaves this existing situation, because it's not balanced. There's no balance. It's karmic. I mean, I don't know what else to say. Look, if we were pulling the Empress, if we were pulling the High Priestess, I would say, oh, lovely. But there's all pentacles. It's all coins. There's no, this is not balanced. Someone's investing in someone that has no capability of, well, I mean, look, maybe they do have a, I don't know. It just feels very earthly, rather than spiritual. It just feels like there's a very strong earth element that is their focus. There's no depth. Sorry to be, that's just the energy I'm reading. Someone is around someone that has zero depth and invests in, okay, I'm going to use the words that these guys are saying, the wrong things. They're investing in all the wrong things, which pulling their energy into all the wrong things, and it's leading them out of their path. It's actually no longer karmic. It's just, they're starting to, that I feel this person wants to reach out. I feel. Finishing what you start. Interesting. Bottom of the deck is the Ace of Pentacles. So this can be a practical offer. This can be moving house. It can be a contract. News of exciting opportunities, and Ace of Pentacles can also, it's a consistent pattern. I mean, that is a consistent pattern, yeah. It's a fear trap. It's an ego trap as well. It's an ego trap. Page of Wands with the Ace of Pentacles is, I mean, this could even be a contract being offered. It could be that someone's waiting for a contract to be offered before they leave. Maybe they're stuck into a financial contract with someone. Maybe it's a living arrangement or money. They may rely on this woman for money or person for money, and they feel they can't leave because they're trapped. That could be another potential. We've got the 9 of Cups here. So this is someone's wish fulfillment, is for them, I feel, to be able to leave. And at some point that will be the case with this Wheel of Fortune. This is Jupiter, but Jupiter's just gone direct. Jupiter's due to go in Aquarius at some point as well, and I think it might be coming up very soon. I wanted to say January, February, but it could be sooner. Queen of Wands. Can you see here? We've got half of it. It looks like a Celtic tree there with a dragon, 2 dragons with a black cat. This is the Queen of Wands. This is the counter energy. This is the divine feminine in her raw energy. The alpha. This is someone who's confident, who can take charge, who doesn't need to, you know, this is a confident energy, right? Bottom of the deck is the 4 of Wands, all right, with the Lovers, strangely enough. Why am I? Okay, I'm putting the cards back the wrong way. Right, let's see what they're going to show us here. What is it we need to be aware of here? Yeah. They're not releasing. The release in the reverse. This is judgment. This is judgment. This is the second last card before, this is the last card before the World, which is endings. They can't make their mind up. And I'll tell you why. First of all, they're invested in an illusion here, which makes it very easy to sit and stay in that energy because it's an illusion. If you choose to break out of an illusion, it requires work. And some people don't like to do work because to sit in pain and fear and an energy that they're used to, it's a comfort zone. This is why I said earlier about how if I'm being broken out of my comfort zone, good. I would rather be absolutely broken down. I'm sorry, I'm going to be real. I would rather be totally broken down as if I'm literally mush on the floor until I am able to piece myself back together than to sit in that energy. There's absolutely no way. Like, I'm sorry, I've come too far in my journey to sit here and take the freaking easy route. I'd rather be back in that bed for 3 years, being slowly broken down. You know what I mean? Because at least now I can go, yeah, that really broke me apart and they put me back together again. And that was how it was meant to go. Now, you're probably sat there thinking, oh my goodness, Charlotte, that's brutal. It's my soul lesson. One of my soul contracts is I don't like change. I really do not like change. My South Node is in the second house of Taurus, which means I will hold on to everything, right? And as you can see now, at the grand age of 39, I've been broken down so I've got to laugh. I've been broken down so much that I'll deal with it, you know. I'll deal with it. Because it's my soul mission. I can't come here and be like, oh wow, how dare you do this to me? Because I know what's at the end of it. The blessings are, you gotta work a little bit here. And yes, it sounds horrible the way I'm saying that, but I'm being real. I know that sounds very brutal, and I apologize. I'm very direct. I'd rather be broken. Listen. It's part of my journey, and this is the thing, it's part of this energy's journey as well, to learn and because the way I'm reading this is that they don't want to see the truth because the truth hurts. Investing in an old life means that you don't have to do anything because everything's going to stay the same. There you go, you're in your comfort zone, aren't you then? You know what's there because it's the same stuff. I mean, they do. They do. They just have not yet accepted this. They haven't accepted it. They're in their comfort zone. And so they already know that at some point they're going to have to do it, but they're in their stubborn energy because it's about change, and people don't like, no one likes change. No one likes change because it means you have to be different. And so this energy here is saying, I don't see anything, I don't see anything. Whereas deep down, they know they see something. They know that this is not right. They know that they're being, and the other thing you got to remember is that if someone's used to pain, they'll stay in pain because they're thinking, well, you know, what happens if this is fear? It's fear of the unknown. This is all shadow element, and it would trace back to their past, their inner child, their upbringing, the pain and the wounds and the healing that they haven't worked through yet. And so the reason they're not seeing it is because they haven't healed, and because they haven't healed, they're not ready. And because they're not ready, they're not making that choice. That's the reality. I wasn't. When I was in the bed, they were freaking training me for 3 years. I wasn't ready. Still not ready. But they were like, we're just going to bombard you with every type of energy going so that you can't physically move. And then we're going to wait and see how long it takes for you to give up. And I was like, literally like this, like, I'm not giving up. And they were like, oh, you're not giving up, are you? Okay. We're just going to add a little spice of this in as well, just to see how you're going to handle that. And I was like, I'm not giving up. They literally, they know. They know. Listen, they didn't play games with me here because I had to submit. They're like, if you do not, because this is the thing, this is going to sound awful, but Eve, okay, let me be really honest. Let me be real honest here, right? So if you've watched me doing the TV show that I did, I was broken down on national TV in front of about 5 million people, right? I promised my family I wouldn't actually embarrass myself by losing my temper. So when I walked in the house and 16 people hated me on site, I did this for like, I think it took me about 21 days, 24 hours a day of people breaking me down. I was locked in rooms with people that hated me because they wanted me to lose my temper. I had my cigarettes taken away from me. I've given up smoking now. I had food taken away from me in the morning. I didn't have coffee. They used to take that away from me. They used to maneuver me into different positions with different people that absolutely despised me, that I was living in this house with on national TV, until I exploded. But I didn't. I never exploded. Because you think I'm going to give you that? You think I'm going to give you that? So spirit are like, you know what I mean? Because this was meant to real break me down. So in the end, I did the little loophole route, which was I cried, right? I cried because it got too much and I cried. I was like, here, have that. But again, it was designed to take me out of my comfort zone so that I am vulnerable. Now, you could sit there and go, oh, my goodness, that's awful, Jale. How could you sit and say all these people doing these things to you? Where it was designed that way, because it was. It was designed to break me down because I don't get broken down easily. I've had 4 near-death experiences. I was set on fire accidentally at 6 months old. Accidentally. I cried and it saved me, you know. So luckily, I don't have burns all over my body. And I know that sounds very flippant the way I'm saying that, but it's my path. And I know that sounds like, oh my goodness, Jale, that's horrible to hear. And listen, it's my path. I embrace my path because I mean business. I'm not going to come this far. And so all of this other energy, if it means that it's going to lead me to peace, I'll do it. Very Turkish the way I've just done that, but I'll do it because I know the bigger picture. But some people don't because they're in it. This was 6 years ago, and obviously I'm 39 now. So this is me working through everything and understanding and piecing it all together, right? Some people can't do that. We can't force them when they're not ready, because some people don't know how to do that because they haven't awakened, or they've got too many negative energies around them, or that's not their path yet, or it's not time. The most important thing we can do is to maintain our own space and to keep our heart open. That's it. Because at one point in time, we were the persons that were confused. I was on national TV. I didn't know what to do. I just cried. I was like, okay, you've got me. Have it. Have my embarrassment to be broken down on national TV in front of 5 million people. Have it. At least I haven't lost my temper. That's good enough for me. Have it. I compromise. Have my emotions instead. And then obviously that made them a bit happier because they've got power over me then. And I said, yeah, have it. If it means that much to you to see what's inside me, keep it. Not the end of the world, because after that, they were one of the most hated people in Britain and had all kinds of terrible experiences, which I wouldn't wish on anybody. And it's not because of something I've done, or it's because it was karmic between us, that we were brought together to learn a lesson. I was to be broken down to nothing so that my ego, I was humbled. So I would cry because I don't listen. I mean, and this is me after school as well, where I had all of my school experience where I had to literally lie to people about where I was going after school and after lunch, because I'd have like hordes of people trying to beat me, you know. That's what happens. So you've got to remember at that point in time, of course, at the time I was like, I don't know what's going on, because they're preparing me. You may sit and go, well, what for? What for? You got to remember, if I'm putting myself in front of the public, or I'm doing this kind of energy, how on earth can I help people if I haven't been put through hell? How can I do that? It doesn't make any sense. And you've got to remember, I agreed to this before I came here. Now, again, we don't want to be disassociating from our emotions here when we go through this. I've worked through the pain of that, okay? Which is why I can say it in a flippant way. And it's not meant to disassociate from anyone's pain. This is not meant to disrespect anyone's pain here. And I'm not trying to do that. But what I'm saying is sometimes you've got to look at the bigger picture. And sometimes when it's too much and you're getting confused, you pull the energy back. This is why we're in Libra seasons, to balance this energy out. If you're so microfocused, microscopically tuned into a situation and it's not looking understandable, focus out and look at the context. And if you're in a position where you don't really understand the feelings, focus in and understand and work through it. Because don't forget, we're in this polarized energy at the moment that we're trying to be balanced. So to lead me back to my original point, the reason that this person or this energy, whoever this collective is that I'm looking at, cannot work through it is because they didn't learn it yet. Just like how when I was having the crap beaten out of me and nearly had to have a police escort home from my GCSE English exams from high school, because they were literally like, when you get out of your exam, that's you done. That I had to walk into my most important exam. I've got to laugh about it now because it kind of, I mean, to be fair, that's kind of clever, right? Let's make her fail her whole high school year by scaring her right before she goes into an exam. And I still got an A. So now that's my ego coming out. But can you see why that would have attracted attention at school? Because listen, that one comment that I've just made was me in a high school. I had the biggest mouth on the planet. I didn't care. I didn't care. They used to, I've got to tell you this, it's kind of funny, but they used to put my photograph, which was me, very, very overconfident, posted on a wall, and they used to graffiti all over this photograph. I'm telling you now, it was ridiculous. Like, even my art school teacher from high school was like, even the teachers hated you, Jale, but there was something about you that we just had to like. And I'm like, there you go. But people hated that. People hated that because it was like, I mean, look, only those people in that high school are going to know exactly what I was like at school. I walked to the beat of my own drum and nothing stopped me. And that's why, because I was in my energy. And it was to prepare me for everything else that I've been through. And it sounds brutal, but it works. Now, you may sit there and go, and it makes sense why you would say this. You may sit there and go, well, what's this got to do with me? And why is this person having to learn this? If they cannot recognize illusion, what happens when you guys are together and the same energy creeps up? What happens when they have to make a decision when you guys are together and they can't make a decision yet? What happens then? Because this lesson is needing to be learned. Otherwise, it's spirit are basically trying to protect this, because it's like, if they do not understand this, that illusionary energy, and investing in the wrong things and not learning, how is that going to help you guys? It's not. It's going to make your life harder. It's going to make things a lot harder. Spirit are trying to do you a favor here. And again, I'm not saying that you sitting, you know, I was on this roller coaster all weekend is great. Oh yeah, I'm having a great old whale of a time here. It's not easy, but again, I'm going to hold my hands up and say, listen, I'd rather sit here and cry on camera and go through that for the whole weekend than have to have a beautiful kind of settled life and then suddenly a rug being pulled out from underneath me, because I'm not doing that. I would rather do the work now, thanks. Personally, I'd rather get all the hard work done, then we can enjoy ourselves. Not a problem for me, because then I know what to expect, don't I, you know? But I don't want this up, down, because that's the risk, is that if it's not balanced now, it won't be in the future. And that's what spirit are trying to do. So before you are in these situations and where you're thinking, why is this person not learning yet? Why is this affecting me? Why do I have to do this? They're not learning yet because they're not learning yet. And it's the same as when you didn't learn something. There was something that clicked into place. Like even 6 years on from that TV experience, there's still things that I probably haven't pieced together about that yet. And even to this day, I still have people who don't understand why I did the things I did in that TV show, including my own family, who don't understand why I did. Because my sister was like, why didn't you beat the living daylights out of her? And I was like, are you actually joking? Yeah, I would have, given it the big one. And then when you observe people that say all that, and then it comes to their life, they don't back it up. You know, so we've got to be realistic here. This is not a freaking fantasy land. This is people's lives. And we have to be a little bit clever with how we do it. And it's not because we're trying to use loopholes and trying to be sneaky. It's because we're trying to honor ourselves, because that's the right thing to do, in my opinion. I mean, stop me if I'm wrong here, but that's, I mean, kind of why I'm here. I don't want to sit here and learn the hard way and be, you know, having to do all this ridiculously hard work. I want to try and enjoy my life, thanks, you know. This is what we do, you know. This is what you can only. So again, to relate it back to the situation, if they haven't made a decision yet, it's because they don't know, because they didn't learn. All right. Now, this could be a test for you about compassion, because I know for me it is. I know that's 100% what I'm supposed to be learning right now, is that this is not on Jale time when I want things. It's not about Jale time. This is not me being entitled energy, because I'm going to be real. My mum's side of the family is real entitled, and it's not a good energy. That sounds awful the way I've said that. I love my family, but I know people's faults. I know my own faults, right? It's very entitled, and I don't. And this is the thing. Someone said it to me the other day. They're like, Jale, you're such a hard person to get in contact with. And they're like, you keep a wall up, and I'm like, yeah, yes, I do. I have to, because you got to remember, I had a stalker after Big Brother. I've had multiple stalkers. I had people turning up at my house. I had people tagging me in it was too much for me, right? So of course I have to have boundaries, but sometimes I have to balance that, because it's going to appear like I'm pushing people away when that's not a good look if I'm running a business, you know. So of course that bit of feedback was taken on board, because that's not a good look. Me, where I'm so, you know. So again, it's about balance and learning what we can in this time, because again, the Scorpio energy will be releasing all that. The healing is still to come here. All right. Yeah, look. So we've got strength in the reverse and 10 of swords in the reverse. So they don't have the strength to leave. Their ego is out of alignment, so they don't leave. Do you see what I mean? This is why they haven't learned, is because there's an investment in ego here that they haven't quite mastered. So we need to invest in our balancing of our ego and say, I understand. Because I'd rather you learn this now than for us to kind of do something and then it will go a bit wrong. But it's because their ego's out of alignment. There's something that they're being offered here that they want to invest in because it makes them feel a certain way. Here we go. Here we go. Now we're getting to the juicy. Right. There's movement here. What is that? So we've got the Magician and this Page of Wands again, this communication. There's communication that's coming in here that's manifesting to keep a little door ajar while this all gets worked out. Because this is definitely very tricky energy. Very, very tricky energy. Queen of Pentacles. Let's have a look into this. What is this Page of Wands and the Magician card here, Spirit? What is this Page of Wands with the Magician card? Yeah, they haven't healed yet. We've got the Star in the reverse. So what, again, another reason why they haven't made a decision is because they haven't healed. They haven't accepted whatever the illusions were has caused them pain, right? Whatever this scenario is that they were in has caused them pain. They haven't healed yet. So they want to heal before they come forward, because they don't want to bring that energy to you either. They don't want to be in this slightly manipulative energy, because this is the thing, whatever energy they're around, they're absorbing it, and then they don't want to bring that to you. They don't want to bring that to you because it's going to have an impact. It's the same as what we're seeing at the moment where, like I said, I'm just absorbing everyone's energy. It's like I'm a bleeding heart. So if they're in this very super manipulative energy, they're probably trying to protect you. If I'm totally honest with you, now we can clarify that, but that's how I'm reading it. Is they're trying to, you're being, this is divine protection. That could also be another scenario here, which means that there's a subconscious energy that they know. Yeah, look at this defense energy that someone's asked me to do. But my guides are like, Jale, if you do that, we're going to get really angry with you, because you are not supposed to be doing that. This is not a proof. We're not supposed to. We're not a performing seal. And I was like, Now look, I'm talking about my own life path here. So if anyone else wants to do that, that's none of my business. But for me, no, that's not why I'm here. But yeah, I could sit and invest in my ego and be like, yeah, that's a great idea. Let me just sink my energy into that. And then, but my guides would literally be really annoyed with me. So as you can see, upright, this is someone breaking free of the shackles of their blindfold and their own illusions that they've self-imposed illusion. In the reverse, this is what they're missing the reality. They don't want to see it. They don't want to see it. But let's read the other cards. Here we go. Yeah, let me turn these three over first. Okay, all right, let's just... Okay, there has to be balance. We've already articulated that, but this card's come out again. There has to be balance, right? This has to be balanced. The Six of Wands is about, well, it's in the reverse, but this is all usually about victory. But in the reverse, it's that they haven't overcome this yet. Their ego, they're investing in their ego still. There's something about the thing they're trapped in or you're trapped in that you are investing in terms of your ego. Right now, I'm seeing loads of people clicking off at this point. Yeah, because they're getting triggered. Good, that means I'm doing my job properly because I'm supposed to be giving the truth. Right. The 8 of Wands in the reverse. So there's no movement. There's no movement because, again, there's no realization of this. 6 of Swords in the reverse. We can't move into calmer waters because there's no awareness, because the ego is still in balance. So there's no movement. So there's no balance. So, of course, not there's stalemate. There's a stalemate situation, right? This is the 9 of Pentacles also in the reverse. So upright, this is about independence. There's something either addictive wise, codependency wise, that is being invested in this situation. All right. So, of course, until this person acknowledges that, then yes, we're in pause. We've got the 4 of Wands in the reverse. So this is security. There's no security in this situation, right? But a decision has been made. 2 of Pentacles. This is the ultimate emotional fulfillment. So someone's made a kind of someone has made a decision, but they're just not acting on it because they're hoping that they don't have to, but you know, they're in denial. It sounds really bad, but I'm just going to be real. I'm just going to be real with that one. They're in denial. This is denial. This is ego. They don't want to acknowledge the reality, which is that they kind of, yeah, look, this is about their awakening. We've got awakening in the reverse. This is about, because you can see here, the Hanged Man is about pausing to understand and realize the reality. But in the reverse, they're not going through that awakening. They're staying stuck because they want to be stuck, because it means that they have to go. Because you've got to remember, this is about utilizing the third eye. If you're looking at, because remember we kept saying the last live, oh, you know, don't focus on that, focus on this. This is what they're not doing. That's why they're stuck. So if you're in this position, you need to get in contact with your intuition, right? And if someone's watching this that's in this position, that's what you need to do. And if you're saying, well, how do I do that? Get some space away from the situation and you'll learn. You'll see it. Someone doesn't want to get, someone knows. This is someone that knows the reality. They don't want to admit it. That's how I'm reading it anyway. We're a little bit over, but I want to get to the nitty gritty here. Look, yeah, 10 of Wands. This is a burden. They don't want to, it's a burden they've got to acknowledge and they don't want to acknowledge it. 9 of Swords. They're scared. They're scared to acknowledge it. Again, this is someone who's up at night looking, you got the full moon there. So I'm telling you, and it's a blue moon as well, the 31st of October, this is something's going to go down in this energy. Because I'll tell you what, each of the readings I've been doing for the astrological signs, the 31st of October is going to be very interesting. The 3 of Cups, third party energy, and the Ace of Swords. So it's about gaining clarity. Only the person that is truly the rightful owner of the sword, once that's released, it's done. Now, the way I'm reading this is that someone's buying into the illusion and selling an illusion. You've got 2 people. One's selling an illusion, the other one's buying an illusion. You can't maintain that forever. Just got to bide your time. Do you, because this is, from where I'm looking at this energy, there's an inevitability of this that people don't realize. So let them invest in an illusion. It's giving you more time to do your singles bucket list and to be, you know, super freaking, your super glow up. You know what I mean? Like, let them waste their time. Yeah, what did I say? The Chariot. You cannot think about it, how it works, right? When you invest in something, you put energy into it and you direct that energy towards something. If you've got scattered energy, it's not going anywhere. They don't let them work that out for themselves. If they're going to be an illusionary energy, that's up to them. Now, does it mean to say we're evil about it and be like, haha, laugh about it? No, of course not. But let them work it out for themselves. if you're, and you might sit there and say, well, I've already explained it to them, and they still don't listen, then there's absolutely nothing you can do until it slaps them in the face, which, yeah, I mean, it's going to happen. So, because again, it's the truth. What did I post on my Instagram? The 3 things that you cannot hide from: the sun, the moon, and the truth. That I may look super smug when I'm saying all this, but I don't mean to be. I mean, it's just reality. I think we've learned now, right? I think we've learned now how the reality, especially if we've had a mini awakening, or if you've had a dark night of the soul, or if you're slightly intuitive, we know now roughly a little bit how this works, where the truth starts appearing, things start becoming obvious, and then we invest in that a little bit day by day. So we just take it a step at a time. So it's illusionary. If you feel like you're being locked up in chains, okay, let me be really honest with you. Let me explain to you how I quit smoking. So for 29 years, yes, you heard me right, 29, I started smoking at 11 years of age. I was trapped by cigarettes, okay? So what happened was, my guides one day, and I'll be honest with you, before this happened, I was like, I asked them, I said, I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to be a smoker. So one day my guide screamed at me, you need to give up smoking. And probably people that have heard this story are like boring. We've heard this one, but it's the best example I can give. Give up smoking now, right? It scared me that much. Immediately, I quit cold turkey. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. For a week, I had the worst head pains I've ever experienced. And I felt like I didn't even know what day of the week it was or my name at one point. I'm going to be really honest with you. The headaches and the nauseousness was absolutely horrific. But then after that, when I came around, it sounds awful, but I did. The withdrawal was ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous. And sorry if that scares anyone who wants to quit, but obviously I don't recommend going cold turkey. That's how I want to say that, right? I recommend quitting, but to do it in the way I did it was a bit stupid. I'm going to be real, right? After that, it's sheer willpower. Okay. And you sit in, this is how I did it. I looked at it and thought, you're a friend who's trying to kill me and I don't like you anymore. And that's the end of the story. And you take it a day at a time, because eventually the chains, they're not chains. They're self-imposed blocks that you're putting in place, because you've got to remember, tobacco and smoking is essentially a block of emotion, right? So every time I was hurt or upset or stressed, I would take a cigarette and smoke it. So what I did instead, because this is the other added element, is I didn't just look at it and be like, oh yeah, I hate you, you're my friend and you're trying to kill me. I looked at it and was like, okay, now I want a cigarette. What am I trying to avoid? I'm trying to, and don't get me wrong, I'm a trained psychotherapist, so obviously I know how to do this. And most psychotherapists would probably look at me and go, you're insane for like doing this to yourself. But you've got to remember, I'm used to doing this with myself, because it's not like every time I've ever asked for help. I went to a child psychologist when I was 8. My mum sent me to a child psychologist when I was 8. It didn't get me anywhere. So I taught myself. At age 13, I started learning astrology myself. And then at age 24 or 5, I learned psychotherapy. So I taught myself, right? This eventually gets to the point where you are not relying on that. There's the mental awareness or clarity is not holding that over you, because you've worked through the key issues. So you need to work out why you are investing in some chains, why you are self-sabotaging. That's the key. Because all of this energy here, self-sabotage, is fear of success, fear of the unknown. You've got to work through the wounds. The Chariot, once the energy is more in focus and you're able to really invest in something, that's when you know where the direction is. If you're never, the key here is to invest in you always. If you've got people that are scattering their energy all over the place and they're going in a loop, invest in yourself, because then you can let them go in circles and waste their own time, and you're off living your best life, doing your singles bucket list or whatever it is you're doing. Why do you don't need to go through the same? If you know you've learned the lesson and you know you don't have, I mean, look, the likeliness is that in this energy, it's about maintaining compassion because someone isn't yet able to understand that. That's your best bet in this scenario. I'm being flippant about it because I'm just trying to be funny, you know, but in reality, this is about someone who can't discern and is struggling to understand what's going on. And so maybe you need to employ that compassion so that they're free to explore it. That's all you can do. It's all you can do. You did good. I get you. Really clever. I mean, look, you got to remember, I mean, see again, look, bottom of the deck, balance with the rainbow. The 2 cups of equal give and take. As you can see, behind his head, he's got that head lit up. It's about alignment. He's not just utilizing his brain. He's got a total balance in his energy. And he's got 1 foot on earth, 1 foot in the emotions. So 1 foot in water, 1 foot in earth. Libra energy. Balance. This is what this energy is teaching us at the moment. Okay, guys, hopefully that's been of some assistance. I went a little bit later today because I wanted to really drive that message home. Keep an eye out for Cancer's reading later. That's going to be uploaded. And then tomorrow's is Leo. Join us on Wednesday for another live. Have a wonderful evening wherever you are. Thank you so much for your likes, guys. I really appreciate you. That's absolutely stunning that you guys liking the stream. I appreciate your support to the channel. I appreciate all your likes, your shares, and your subscriptions. It means a lot to me. If you need to email me for a reading, email me. Information is in the description box below. Until next time, guys. Take care. Bye.